If you think this is loud, then think about having over 60,000 people with one of these.
We saw you at Rupp Arena a while ago. We're seeing you here now. Who's your favorite UK Hooper?
This is a match of the unbeatens here in Columbus, and we've been waiting for this for the entire season in D3 Hoops. His favorite snack? Peppermints. Let's see if we'll eat one from me, shall we? Hey, Derby winner. The 30-24 win checks one box of the control your own destiny part of this equation. Red roses, bottles of beer, candles, baseballs, hats, you name it. The QBs are doing during simple drills. Let's see how it works.
But I want to see them get into their drop, see their first read, hits to the second read.
He's had a lot of sub-100-yard passing games. This kind of eats me up right here. We have breaking news to start sports tonight. Kentucky wide receiver Dane Key is entering the transfer portal. Jasper Johnson took a blue Kentucky jersey out of a Donato's pizza box. And if that sounds weird, well, that's just how NIL is these days.
It's a 80s football game. You just play up through a season.
Finding someone with more passion for the pigskin
Well, I'm a big 49ers fan.
than 12-year-old Clay Derringer
But the season's not going too well.
is easier said than done.
I love watching football the most, probably. You don't have to do anything to be a fan. You just get to have that pride.
On his sleeve is where he wears it, from Manning
This is his Colts jersey.
to McCaffrey and more.
Devin Booker, Phoenix Suns jersey. No Name Reds jersey. It's my Alabama jersey. My Kentucky basketball jersey.
Clay could talk for hours about sports.
The excitement and the joy that you're taking in just makes you happy.
But the boy who should have been born with a ball in his hand came into this world with something else.
Black will sometimes look like red. Green will look like yellow.
At 4 months old, Clay was diagnosed with a genetic disorder that stayed with him since.
X-linked blue cone monochromatism.
Clay's mother, Angela, says that some of the cones in her son's retina don't work.
So that's why he has low vision acuity or low vision, and his colors are off.
Clay never feels down because he's always speaking up.
I've had to tell teachers, this is too small, I need it blown up, or this won't work with my visual device.
But with the cards Clay's been dealt,
What do you have?
there is one thing he can't do.
From an early age, I knew I wasn't going to be able to play sports because I can't see the football that well until it's right there. I just had to understand that things were going to be different for me.
Even if Clay can't play, he still has his voice.
It's another thing that since I couldn't do sports, I wanted to find a way to be immersed into the game.
That's a great play to answer that kick return touchdown.
Clay's making himself heard as a sports commentator for Woodford County High School. His first game was a surprise.
I didn't know I was going to get to do it. It was very exciting.
From voice of the Yellow Jackets,
Forward's kick is up.
Darren Douglas.
I was just so eager to be able to call the game that pretty much all my stress melted away.
Survive back in that pocket.
It was probably the greatest night of my life.
One dream come true.
You can lose yards.
Many more to follow.
My dream is to eventually make it to ESPN.
With a message spoken
Follow your dreams, follow your passions.
straight from the heart.
Trust in the people around you, they want to help you. And just keep pushing forward for that goal.
Forrest Tucker, ABC 36 Sports.
I believe that was Mackay Smith.
Happy NBA Draft Night, everyone. Forrest Tucker with you for sports. 5 former Kentucky players are looking to make their way into the association in the next few days. We'll start with the hometown hero, Reed Sheppard. Multiple draft analysts say that the London, Kentucky native could be taken at 3rd overall by the Houston Rockets. However, Bleacher Report predicts that Reed could be taken by the Charlotte Hornets if they trade up for the 3rd pick in tonight's draft. At Kentucky this past season, Sheppard's three-point prowess was a huge talker as he made over 50% of his shots from behind the arc. That skill makes him one of, if not the best shooter in this year's draft class per Sports Illustrated. Another former Cat is expected to be a lottery pick, Rob Dillingham. There's more variation in Dilly's projected landing spots, though. ESPN says that he could go as high as 8th overall to the Spurs or as low as 13th overall to the Kings. The North Carolinian averaged over 15 points for the Cats this past season. Now, even though we talk about predictions, they are just that. Rob and Reed are surely good enough to be lottery picks. So I asked the Sporting News national basketball writer Mike DeCourcy about where the lottery pick duo could land. He says without a consensus #1 pick, that's hard to predict.
It seemed like it was going to be Alexander Sarr. Then there started to be a little bit more talk about the Connecticut guys, Donovan Clingan and Steph Castle, and some other international players. So we don't even know who's going to go 1. And so it's really hard to predict.
Of course, there are 3 more Wildcats who are draft eligible tonight and tomorrow. Justin Edwards isn't projected an early second-round pick. Antonio Reeves could be picked later in that round on Thursday as well, but there's a chance Reeves could go undrafted too. Trey Mitchell, lastly, is widely thought of as a player who will ink an undrafted free agent deal. We'll break down DeCourcy's thoughts on those 3 players at 6 o'clock. Now, as we just said, predictions are just that. And our Minky Beef Jerky poll question of the day asks if you think there's a chance every former Cat gets his name called, despite what the experts say. Vote by scanning that QR code on the screen or go to WTVQ.com/vote.